As you formulate an idea or a hypothesis, you are creating a web of energy around that particular idea or hypothesis. You are giving it life, and it becomes its own reality. The world needs dreamers. The world needs magicians. The world needs fairies, and the world needs creators. You are the visionaries. You are the ones to see beyond the illusion and to feel for the new earth, the new reality, and the new version of yourselves. If you don't like what you see, or if you can't find anything interesting in your world, simply close your eyes and feel for the infinite space within yourselves and the access that you have to higher frequency energy that is waiting for you to create with it. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott, and today we're going to read some more of the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, channeled by Daniel Scranton. You can find these particular channelings in his amazing book, Channeled Wisdom from Higher Dimensional Beings, Volume 2. Be sure to check out our first episode, where I read some of the channelings of the Pleiadian High Council of Seven. These are unique and wonderful, fun to read, coming from a higher energy source. They feel activating. All of Daniel's channelings are authentic and original and resonate with me deeply. Be sure to check out the Arcturian Council channelings I've read previously to get an idea of how these channelings work. And also, I would recommend watching my interview with Daniel Scranton. This channeling covers a variety of topics, including breathing your way to ecstasy, your place in this universe, infinite love, taking action, energy fields, ideas and hypotheses, becoming a creative force, the new earth, your current life circumstances, be the example, love and hate, knowledge versus creation, and much more. The Pleiadian High Council of Seven. Breathe your way to ecstasy. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. There is a certain amount of ecstasy that can be achieved with the simple act of breathing. Breathing is something that you do involuntarily most of your lives, and it is necessary function in order for you to remain physical and in your physical body. With proper use of conscious breathing, you can do so much more than just survive. Survival has been the name of the game for most of you for lifetimes and lifetimes. But now you're ready for something more. You are ready to thrive. You are ready to move beyond where you have been before, and your breath can take you there. The act of breathing is a sensual act. It connects you on all levels of your being when done with intention. When you focus on your breath, everything in your life begins to calm down and make sense to you. You relax. You get into your physical body and into the present moment. You are even more likely to be heart-centered and therefore very powerful and very perceptive. Once you begin to recognize the power of your breathing, you will use it for far more than just meditation. You will use it to access energy and to flow that energy through you and to your creations. You have many different breathing techniques that are available to you, and all of them are effective. We do not have a favorite, but you might. And whatever your favorite is, there is a reason why it is your favorite, so we advise you to utilize it. And when it comes to finding the ecstasy that is available to you through the breath, it is as simple as tuning in to just how good you can feel with a little bit of focus and a little bit of direction of your breathing. When you have mastered the art of conscious breathing, you won't even care what breathing you can do for you, because you will be too caught up in the blissful presence of the air moving through you, moving energy, and connecting you to your higher self, your oversoul, and ultimately source energy. You are conscious and deliberate creators. And the very first thing you are here to create is experience. And the easiest way for you to demonstrate to yourselves the power that you have within you to create an experience is to do so with the simple act of breathing. Your place in this universe. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. You are fortunate enough to be incarnate on planet Earth at this time. Then you are part of a much bigger picture. You are part of a much bigger story, and your presence on planet Earth is not only about living your life in this one lifetime. You are all pieces of a puzzle, and like all puzzle pieces, you do fit. You do have your place on planet Earth, and in this galaxy, and in this universe. You are unique. You are the only one who can be the unique piece of the puzzle that you are. So we want you to recognize yourselves as the important, unique individuals that you are, so that you can shine your lights more brightly as you walk along your paths in this lifetime. Take into consideration everything that is occurring. You are not just living out your lives, you are also setting a stage for a gigantic collective evolution. It is easy to lose sight of the bigger picture when you are living your lives because your lives have so many facets that can grab your attention. The bigger picture is calling you, however, and the call is getting louder and louder all the time. We are not suggesting that you ignore your current life circumstances and experiences. Instead, we are asking you to use them. We are asking you to use them to catapult you forward. Everything serves you in some way as individuals and as part of the collective that is shifting. You are worthy of this evolution no matter how your life looks, no matter how your thoughts seem, or your emotions feel. You are worthy because you are the only one who fits in your particular place in this universe. And as the unique individual that you are, only you can shine your light at just the right brightness to take this universe where it has never been before. Modesty and humility can be wonderful things, but it is time for each and every one of you to stand tall, shine your light brightly, and let the evolution occur as a natural consequence of your existence. Infinite love. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. If you were to take all of your lifetimes and all of your experiences and add them up and quantify them in some way, you would still not come close to understanding exactly who and what you are. You can draw upon those experiences and those lifetimes to help you, but they will always pale in comparison to the experience of your true nature. In your heart of hearts, you know yourself to be love incarnate. You know that love is all there is and that everything and every expression is some kind of variant on the theme of love in action, love incarnate, and love being all there really is. When you try to quantify love or put love in a particular box, it just expands right out of that limitation and becomes more. See if you can access the love that you are in your hearts right now. Feel for that energy that goes beyond all experience, all time, all space, and certainly all knowledge. When you feel for the love that you are, you also feel your infinite nature that is also becoming more. Now feel for the excitement of getting to realize the love that you are is you. Expand and feel yourselves becoming more of who and what you really are. It is in fact pure ecstasy to engage in this simple exercise. It is finding a moment of pure bliss and having an experience of being complete. Many of you are hoping to complete yourselves through your missions, your purposes, through the actions that you can take to demonstrate to this universe that you are that love at your very core. But if you instead would simply tune into the love vibration and feel for the infinite and expanding nature of who you really are, you would know that there's nothing more to do, nothing more to understand, and nothing more to experience. You will live your lives in the flow as you access your core, your heart of hearts, the love that you truly are. And being in the flow allows you to feel what it is like to expand into even more love, more light, more of that which is infinite and eternal. Taking action. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. After you take a step in the particular direction, you are still accessing the next steps along your journey to where you're going. You open yourself up to many different possibilities when you take any step at all in a particular direction. Many of you want to know what all of these steps are going to be before you take that initial step, that initial leap of faith, and that will and does keep you locked in to where you are in the moment. You benefit from initiating a little momentum, and you access the next steps from the momentum that is created. When you're able to release the need for control, the need for you to always know the outcome, that is when you open yourselves to a myriad of possibilities. You actually give birth to possibilities just by taking any initial step whatsoever towards a particular place or experience. Whatever it is that you want to move towards, it is ultimately up to you to begin the forward motion. What is it that you desire is calling you forth, but it cannot take the step for you? Something else that we witness from many humans is a desire to have someone or something else tell you that it is okay for you to take that step. You want permission from those like us, or from your spirit guides, or some synchronicity. You want signs that will poke and prod at you before you take that initial step. But how do you know that the signs aren't waiting for you? Perhaps the signs will come as confirmation once you start the movement forward. You will never know what you're capable of until you take even the tiniest step forward towards living the life that you want to live and being the version of yourself that you want to be. There's always going to be a certain amount of action necessary on your journeys, and we encourage you to take whatever action you can joyously and with faith in yourselves and faith that you're always moving in the right direction. Energy fields. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. Energy fields are what it's all about. They are so important to your process of creation and your process of evolution. Energy fields abound. They are infinite, and they provide you with access to the universal field. Tap into one, and you tap into all of them. So the question is, what are you going to do with all that energy? What is it that you want to place in your energy field? You're not separate from the universal field or from any individual field that you can and often do come into contact with. Your energy field is unique. You add something new to this universe that only you can add. And you are here to play with energy, to express energy, to feel energy moving through you. You are here having an energetic experience. All matter is comprised of energy. All thoughts are really just expressions of energy, and of course, emotion is energy in motion. So again, we ask, what do you want to do with this energy? What do you want to place in your field? What do you want to express from your field, and how often are you accessing the energy field that is most to your liking? Let us say you are interested in healing a physical condition. Do you know how many energy fields there are that could assist you if you were to activate them and tap into all of their magic? The number is quite large and growing all the time. So now you might be wondering how you tap into an energy field. What is the secret? Well, this is one of the reasons why we and so many others have been asking you to tap into your emotions, to pay attention to your thoughts, and to feel for your intuition. All the above are ways of connecting with energy, understanding energy, and using energy to benefit you. You have so much more access now than you have ever before, and so much more awareness. We suggest that you work with energy if you want to create a new world, a world that is more to your liking and more fair to all people who dwell in it. Now is the time for those of you who understand how to utilize energy to be the expressions of energy that you are, and to become the force for change that you know you can all be. Ideas and hypotheses. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. As you formulate an idea or a hypothesis, you are creating a web of energy around that particular idea or hypothesis. You are giving it life, and it becomes its own reality. Whether or not you feed that web of energy with more determines the life of the idea or the hypothesis. It determines whether or not you continue to create with it. When you abandon your ideas and your hypothesis, they continue on until someone else tunes into them and offers their energy. You see, anything can create, anything can become a reality, even the most outlandish of ideas and the most far-fetched of hypotheses. You are the orchestrator, and you are the one determining what becomes a reality for you. So ask yourself not whether something is true or not, or whether it's likely to occur, but instead ask yourself whether you want to keep feeding energy to what it is you're giving birth to. You have complete sovereignty as a creator being. You do not need permission to make something real or to have an experience. Source and your oversoul see all experiences as valid and having value. So whether or not you want to feed that idea or that hypothesis needs to be determined by one thing and one thing only. You need to decide whether you like the way you feel and when you ponder it. Just because something is interesting to ponder doesn't mean you actually want to experience it. We recommend that you utilize your energy as you would your currency. You put your currency towards that which you want. Sometimes you put your currency towards that which you need. But you do have a choice, and you do make those choices based upon whether you want to experience something or not. We say that the same is true of your ideas and your hypotheses. Whether or not you want to see one of them come to fruition is completely up to you. And since you are working with an endless and infinite supply of energy, There is no shortage of creations waiting to be hatched. Becoming a creative force. We are the Pleiadian High Council of 7, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. When you are operating as a collective, you are taking on a tremendous amount of energy. It is because you're ready for the experience of processing and integrating that much energy that you're able to perceive yourself as more than just an individual operating as an ego. The process of integration on an individual basis allows you to know yourself as a collective of beings. You collect all the various aspects of yourselves that have been fragmented off, and you put the pieces together to give you the experience of the whole you. This aligns you with the experience of yourself as a collective. When you consider the power of the human collective and you're able to tap into that power, just imagine what you would create. First of all, you are capable of holding so much more energy. You have access to all the experiences of all your fellow humans, and you begin to know yourself more as a source energy being within source. There is no real separation, and there is ultimate power and the ability to create as a force. There is so much more for you to experience, and you are ready for those experiences. You are ready for those downloads. Imagine yourself connecting energetically to all other humans and forming that bond. Your frequencies are all different, of course, but if you were to align with an intention, such as the intention for peace on Earth, imagine how easy it would be to achieve. If you're skeptical or apprehensive about connecting with other humans, please know that you already are. It's not a question of agreeing to it or allowing it. It's a question of tapping into the power and the resources that are available to you, and doing so consciously and deliberately for the purpose of knowing yourself as more than just an individual living a single lifetime and having a single set of experiences to draw from. We know that you all want more, that you all want to be living more than what you are, and consciously and connecting to the rest of the human collective and drawing from all that your brothers and sisters have to offer you makes a creative force in this universe. The New Earth. We are the Pleiadian High Council of 7, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. You find yourselves in a situation now where there is much anticipation about what is to come, and many of you find life on planet Earth as it has little to offer you. That is actually by design. Those of you who came forth to navigate through the shift consciously and to lead others set it up for yourselves so that you would not get caught up in the game as it has been played for eons of your time. So having little or no interest in what the world has to offer you right now is actually going to work to your advantage. The world needs dreamers. The world needs magicians. The world needs fairies. And the world needs creators. You are the visionaries. You are the ones to see beyond the illusion and to feel for the new earth, the new reality, and the new version of yourselves. This earth is transforming, and all of that boredom and angst and lack of interest in what fascinates the masses is part of what you are using to summon forth the energy to create something new. Now, if you do have an interest in the earth as it is, and in creating a better life for yourself using that which is available to you now, it does not mean that you are not one of the ones we are speaking to now. Even those of you who are finding life as it is to be enthralling are seeking something more. You are seeking new experiences, and the world is ready for you to create them. When you are not interested in playing the game that most of your human companions are playing, you have an even greater desire to seek out that which is within yourselves. That desire will fuel your expansion and will give you the tools to create that you have been seeking. So if you don't like what you see, or if you can't find anything interesting in your world, simply close your eyes and feel for the infinite space within yourselves and the access that you have to higher frequency energy that is waiting for you to create with it. Your current life circumstances. We are the Pleiadian High Council of 7, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. Taking a look past the circumstances of your life is sometimes exactly what you need to do. So when you are faced with circumstances in your life that do not please you and are not to your liking, sometimes it is necessary to look right past them and to put your attention on what is coming and what those circumstances have helped you to create. As you sit wherever you are and you contemplate how you got there, you are not serving yourself and your desire to move past those circumstances. It makes no difference how you got there, and focusing on how you got there does not move you into the place where you want to go. If anything, it keeps you stuck in a loop where you continue to create the circumstances that you do not prefer. So what you really want to do is to recognize that everything in your life is serving you in some way. Sometimes a circumstance in your life is getting you to access more energy so that you can create a new and better circumstance. Sometimes it's meant to simply spark that desire within you that propels you into the new experience, the new circumstances. So whatever it is you are living has a purpose, and that purpose serves you. When you recognize this, you can stop obsessing about how you got to that place. You can stop feeling sorry for yourself, and you can start a proactive approach to the creation of that which you do desire. No circumstance is ever meant to be permanent. That would only stagnate your growth. Now, if things in your life are just the way you want them, you can also expect them to get better from there as well. You will always be in a state of expansion and growth, and sometimes what you need to propel you into that growth is precisely what you do not want to experience. Sometimes living exactly what you don't want to experience gets you beyond the fear of living it. And so once you face that fear, you recognize that it is just a place for you to catapult yourself from. It is just summoning forth more energy through you, and it is giving you an excuse to create. Be certain that wherever you are on your journey, and whatever it is you are experiencing has a gift for you. And it is up to you to unwrap that gift and to benefit from whatever it is you are living in your lives. You, and only you, can change your circumstances. And you can do so when you empower yourselves by seeking to be back in the flow of energy that is taking you to that which you do desire. Be the example. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. Be the example to others that you would like to see in your world. When you look out at what other people are doing and saying, and you think that this person does not represent me, you have the option of deciding for yourself who it is you want to be. And as you be that person, that highest version of yourself, you are leading the way for others. You are leading the way with your actions, with your words, with your intentions, and with your vibration. It does not matter whether you ever appear on television or even a well-received YouTube video. That is not as important as you might think. But as you be, so shall the world around you be. If you see or hear something that you don't like, instead of calling it out and judging it, be the opposite. Exemplify that which is your ideal so that you give others hope, and so they may follow your example. When we say that you are the leaders of the movement of this shift in consciousness, we mean that literally. You can lead others to the place where you know it serves humanity to go. But it requires you to do more than just point out what others are doing and saying that is not to your liking. They can inspire you. Their words and actions can be the catalysts to take you to the next level of your own evolution. You must have the option of being whichever version of yourself you feel like being in any moment. That is free will, and you have that. So when you see someone else exercising their free will to be a version of themselves that you find offensive, then your true utilization of free will is to be the polar opposite of that and to shine that light brightly for everyone to see. Let go of this idea that your politicians are here to be examples to all of you, and instead see them as demonstrating to you what is possible for you to be and for others to follow. But you certainly do not have to give in to the idea that the winner of an election is going to influence others more than you can in your daily life. Love and hate. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. The person that you have the most love for in your heart is the person who triggers everything in you that you desire to feel and experience. That person reflects back to you something within yourself that you want to see more of. So you want to be around that person, because the more you are around that person, the more he or she triggers within you that which you want to feel and ultimately become. The opposite is also true. When it comes to those that you hate or just dislike, the person triggers something within you that you do not like to feel and that you do not want to acknowledge exists within you as well. And so you want to stay away from those people as much as possible. Some even want to eliminate people who trigger them in that way. That is how scared you can become of what you feel and what exists inside of you. So what is it that is necessary for you when it comes to these polarities of love and hate? It is certainly perfectly fine for you to love other people and to feel what you want to feel. You have our blessing in your quest to surround yourself with those people. But what about those others who you detest? What is necessary for you to do? Certainly building walls around yourself or seeking to avoid those people at all costs is not going to shift you to a higher frequency. What if you saw the necessity for more love and compassion for yourself and that other person as the true experience that you were having in the moment? If you were to recognize that and see love and compassion as your goal when it comes to those people, you could transform your experience of them. And in so doing, you would transform the experience of yourself. You would become more whole and complete, and there would be no need to ever live in fear of another. Knowledge versus creation. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. When you are faced with a situation in your lives that calls for knowledge, that requires you to have an answer, the guidance that you are receiving is coming to you from all sorts of angles. You're not just being given one piece of information because there are many different perspectives even amongst your guides. And that is certainly the case with those of us who are teaching you from the higher realms. We are not all saying the same things because we all have different perspectives. When you want the one true answer and you want it to come to you from a reliable source, our recommendation is that you make the answer true for you. Whatever it is that you decide, whatever information you put your faith in, that can and often does become your truth. You are not all in search of the one true truth or the one pieces of knowledge that is going to change everything. You are here to explore and to create. And so when you seek something, seek to create instead of just to uncover that which already is. Seek to create the experience that you want from whatever the situation is that you find yourselves in. When you do this, you empower yourselves. You have an expression that says knowledge is power. But we would say that being a creator is what really empowers you. Creating means opening possibilities that would not exist for you if you were to cling to a particular piece of knowledge. Those who want all their knowledge to come from a single book are actually afraid. They are afraid to create because of what may occur if they do. That is why those of you who are on the leading edge of this shift in consciousness are willing to put down the books and to look within yourselves for that which you can create. You are here, creating the new knowledge that you can then apply to the new world. That is your role, and that is what we are here to empower you to do. New data and information. We are the Pleiadian High Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. Yes, in your processing of information, you often take in only that which you are already ready for. You cannot process all information that is available to you all the time. It would overload your system, and much of the information would be irrelevant anyway. But when you access a piece of information, realize that you are receiving what it serves you to receive. Sometimes, however, you filter out that which is unbelievable to you. You filter out the new data in favor of the old and the familiar. This is something that you're doing to maintain your sense of sanity through these tumultuous and turbulent times of the shift. Too much information that is not relevant would be a waste of time, but too much information that is unfamiliar or unbelievable will cause you to put your defenses up. You will become the cynic and rule things out just to maintain a sense of stability, a sense of order and balance in your world. Some of you are crying out for new information, new data, new downloads, and at the same time you're unable to receive because the information is coming through you, and you have your filters and your defenses on. So we invite you to believe in the unbelievable. We invite you to make the statement right now that says you're going to let new information in, and you are going to believe it when you do. You need these new perspectives in order to grow, in order to become more of who you are. And we promise you that you can do so while maintaining a sense of stability and order and without forgetting who you are in the process. We know it is possible. Yet how do we convince you? Well, we can start by telling you that You do make quantum leaps in your understanding in what you are capable of processing. Most of those experiences are happening when you're tired or asleep, when you're not paying close attention and being vigilant about what you let through. It is time to open the floodgates, let down those defenses, and believe in what is unreal to your physical mind. Believe in what is possible, even if it is unlikely. That is the way for you to expand consciously and to take on more so that you can begin to create a new world, a world that works for all inhabitants. There's so much we can take from these channelings. The channel messages from the Pleiadian High Council offer a very comprehensive perspective on human consciousness, creation, and evolution that weaves together practical guidance with expansive spiritual concepts. At the heart of this is the understanding that we are fundamentally beings of energy, with access to infinite energy fields. They emphasize that creation happens through conscious intention and sustained energetic focus, with every idea or hypothesis generating its own energetic web that can be developed or abandoned. Rather than merely acquiring knowledge, the focus is on becoming conscious creators of our reality. The Council presents humans as unique pieces in a cosmic puzzle, their words, each with their own energetic signature and essential role in the universe. They suggest that the personal growth comes through integrating fragmented aspects of self and connecting to collective consciousness, encouraging a movement beyond mere survival into truly thriving. This individual evolution is seen as part of a larger collective shift in consciousness happening on the earth. Their guidance balances practical tools with spiritual wisdom. They begin with conscious breathing, which is presented as a powerful gateway to transformation in higher states of consciousness. They encourage taking action, even small steps, rather than waiting for perfect certainty or external validation. Current life circumstances, even challenging ones, are viewed as catalysts for growth rather than obstacles. Love is described as the fundamental nature of existence, with relationships serving as mirrors for self-discovery. And those who trigger strong reactions, whether positive or negative, are reflecting aspects of ourselves that we either embrace or reject. Integration and healing happen through developing compassion for both self and others, with an emphasis on the extraordinary potential that exists when we operate from unity consciousness. They're suggesting that many lightworkers and wayshowers may feel disconnected from current world structures by design, as this detachment helps them envision and create new possibilities. Rather than trying to fix old systems, they encourage being creators of new paradigms, with personal transformation contributing to collective evolution. Regarding information processing, they encourage remaining open to new perspectives while maintaining stability. They note that quantum leaps in understanding often happen when our usual defenses are lowered, such as during sleep or times of relaxation. Rather than seeking absolute truths from single sources, they value multiple perspectives and emphasize creating new knowledge over simply acquiring existing information. Throughout this channeling, there's a consistent thread of empowerment balanced with practical grounding. They acknowledge both our individual uniqueness and our fundamental unity, encouraging a path of conscious evolution through energy awareness, love, and creative engagement. The teachings suggest that we're in a significant period of transformation, where those who feel called to create a new paradigm should trust their inner guidance while maintaining compassion for all paths. There's a lot to take from this. I'd love to get your perspectives on it. Let me know if you'd like me to share more of the Pleiadians' teachings. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.